Kosmo. I guess I'm rich. Who knows? Well, hey, man, thank you guys for joining us Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. Talk a little competition barbecue or any questions you guys have. It's early. I got Linda in here in the room with me. She's making a ruckus. That's okay, though. So, hey, we'll get it started. I'm Kosmo, and if you guys love to barbecue and grill, then this is the channel for you. So make sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell so you guys don't miss a thing. All right. So today, I was going to chat a little bit of competition barbecue. Maybe what's the best type of brisket to use for competition barbecue. I know there's all kinds out there. I'm going to give you my opinion, and then you guys jump in with yours. Let me get here. Let me see if I can get my live chat window going. So I can see your chats on this guy. It's crazy hard to see. Edwin from the Netherlands. I remember you, Edwin. Heck yeah, I do. Good to have you, brother. What's up, Eddie? How are you? Man, I am early, and I'm just testing this time. This may or may not be the time that we land on. It's early in California. Yeah, I was thinking about that. We may go to a later time, maybe noon. So I get people at 10 a.m. and 2. We're kind of right in the middle. Perfect for the UK, London. What time is it over there, Gareth? What time is it in the UK? About noon, 11. That's probably it's early here, so it's probably, I don't know, probably 5 in the afternoon over there, something like that. Well, it's lunchtime over there. Hold on, I'm gonna let Linda out. This dog doesn't do anything till the camera turns on, then she goes nuts. Gotta lock them away. Went and tried that onion burger in El Reno, and yeah, they are good. They are good. It's crazy. Is it not? Just onions and meat. And who would have known? Have pulled pork. What's the best way to present and serve to the public? Pulled pork? Oh, I like the little Hawaiian rolls. And then give them a little bowl of sauce. They'd love it. Hey, good day, Woody. Cheers, my friend. England. Dominic's in England. Good morning, Dominic. How are you guys doing? Let me ask you guys this. Give me a 1 if you are a competition cook in the comments. Just type 1, and give me a 2 if you're a backyard cook that never has cooked competition barbecue. Okay. We got a little bit of both. That's okay. Is that my boy Brent? Brent Cooksey? Brent, is that you? Give me a 4, Brent. So we got a little both. So how about this? Let's talk competition brisket. Good to see you, Brent. So let's talk competition brisket, and then we'll talk about how it goes from backyard to competition. Dodge City, Kansas. Ryan, what's up, Ryan? Joel, how are you, man? Last time we did a live, I didn't have these on, and I couldn't see. So let me see if I can take them off and see. I got my eyes fixed. Funny story is I was pretty much blind since I was a kid. And I got my eyes fixed, and now I can't. I used to have perfect vision up close, and now I can't see anything. Oh yeah, it is St. Patrick's Day, man. We're gonna cheers, everybody. Good old brisket. Yeah, man, it's hard to beat just a good brisket. And honestly, I get a lot of comments from people, leave the fat on, salt and pepper, this, that, and the other. And, to each their own. You do what you want to do. I don't care. But it is hard to beat a good old brisket. So let's just jump right into it. The best brisket to use in competition barbecue. I'm going to forego, there's probably two answers. One is there's not a best brisket. Any brisket can hit at any given time. The most money I've ever made with a brisket was a Walmart brisket, and killed it. Just completely killed it. With that being said, the Snake River Farms Wagyu brisket, and I'm not being paid by Snake River Farm. They don't even know that I'm making this video. The Wagyu brisket is going to be hard to beat over a period of time. You may jump in there and you may clip one off with a choice, but consistently are you going to? Consistently clip them off versus the Wagyu. If you took the same cook and he cooked a choice and a Wagyu brisket at every single competition, I would bet you money over time that he's going to turn in that Wagyu more often than not. And it's just a better cut of meat. I mean, that's not a question of it. It just turns out a better product over time, and it's more consistent as far as tenderness, flavor, texture. So that's my opinion on that. Let me ask you guys, what do you guys cook? What do you turn in? Anybody turn in choice or prime? Do they even still sell prime? I know they sell it. I know they sell a version of it, but I'll say this. The primes that we used to get in competition barbecue 8, 9, 10 years ago were like the Wagyu of today. And I hope that makes sense. In my opinion, I think the more that a herd is harvested, the product value tends to go down over time. The 1855 primes, man, Josh, I haven't seen an 1855, but then again, I'm in Oklahoma City. They send the shit here, so I did have, and let me just clear up one misconception. A lot of people think that certified Angus is prime. It's not. It's just certified Angus. It can be choice, it can be prime, it can be select. I actually had a butcher tell me that all certified Angus is prime, and I was like, no, it's not. You couldn't be further from the truth. Yep, Mark, you're right. Black Angus cab, but it's not a prime. You're right. Cab is a breed. Yep. You can get 1855s in Amarillo from Ben and Keith. Wow. I don't know why I guess Oklahomans are just cheap. We just pump out their shit at our restaurants. But with that being said, the primes that we used to get 18 years ago were stupid good. I mean, they were crazy good. And then over time, they just got to be where they was, just like a choice. I mean, it was really nothing, nothing big. Branded Beef. Check out their comp brisket. Do they have a website, Steve? Can you post their website if they got a website for everybody? Cooking Wagyu versus prime. Yeah. There's so a long time ago when I first cooked my first Wagyu, the one thing that I noticed about it is obviously it can get to that done temp. So when I temp, I'll use my knife here. When I temp, I don't cook to a specific temperature. I will get you in the window, and then from there it's up to you guys to figure out if it's butter or not. And you want to catch it right before it goes to falling apart. So I stick my probe in there and I grab it with 2 fingers, and I'm barely holding on to it. And when I'm pulling out of that brisket, if I can feel that brisket, holding on to my probe, then it's not done. I want to catch it to where it goes in and it comes out zero resistance. And the best way to gauge this is put you a stick of butter on your counter and a box of toothpicks by it. And Donnie Teal taught me this a long time ago. Every day before you go to work, when you come home for lunch, when you get home from work, grab a toothpick and stick it in that butter, and that's what you want it to feel like. You want it to feel like, room temperature butter. And that's how I final temp my briskets. Now I will say this: what I found on the Wagyu is they will hit a temp, and you'll think they're done, and then when you put them, and by that temperature I mean, depending on how you cook it, if you're hot and fast, it's going to be 200 to 207, somewhere in there. And then when you rest them, that thing will tighten up. It will tighten up on you. So what I do is I do what I call the Cosmo 30. When I think it's done, I shut the lid, the door, whatever it is you're cooking on, and I don't touch it for another 30 minutes. Don't touch it. Don't look at it. Just let it go. And what I have found is when I do this, it doesn't tighten up like that. It's just, I'm just pushing it just a tick further, so it doesn't tighten up. The primes, I never really experienced that. They never really did that for me. So that was the big difference that I found. Jonathan, it depends where you're at. If you're an experienced cook that has been on the competition circuit and you're wanting a few tips and tricks, perfect. I will say this: there's no perfect class, never. I don't care whose you go to. Travis Clark's one of my best friends, probably the best barbecue class I've ever seen in my life, ever. And sometimes you just go there and it's just one thing. You can just get one thing, and it's worth $500-600. What's your view on competitions? What's my view on meat thermometers and competitions? I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's just like a cake. I could give 5 of you the same cake box, and I'm gonna get 5 different cakes. Doesn't matter. All the same ingredients. What people don't consider is the human factor. And the human factor can tear up more things. They could tear up a ball bearing with a toothpick. Do I think Wagyu is worth it over prime in IBCA? No, I don't. IBCA, anybody that doesn't know, in IBCA, they're not allowed to touch the brisket with their hands. They have to use plastic forks. So in IBCA, whenever you think it's done, keep going. Just keep cooking. Just imagine if you went to a restaurant and grabbed the cheapest cutlery on planet Earth and tried to eat brisket. That's how you want to cook your brisket in IBCA. A link isn't posting. Well, just type in the website, Steve, if you don't mind. We'll get it. Ryan, I take it you're talking about, do I rub my brisket the night before? I will put a light coat on it if I don't go heavy in salt, because that starts to draw out a lot of moisture. But at the same time, it also starts breaking down some of the meat. I test through the wrap. Yep. I shouldn't, but I do. But when I do test through the wrap, the foil I have is not that cheap foil. It's about $100 and something a roll, and it's like a beer can. So you're not gonna, tear off a piece of it. But I'll make a little hole in there, and then I'll just kind of push back and forth like that, just to kind of widen the gap, and then that's how I test. Kyle, good question. Don't start that conversation here. I've had that one before. So how do you guys like to trim your competition brisket? Do you separate? And for the backyard guys, in competition, a lot of guys will actually separate the point from the flat and cook two separate ones. That's how I do it now. I treat them as two different cuts of meat. Give me a thumbs up if you separate. Thumbs up. Anybody know what a thumbs up is? Hell, I don't even know where it is on here. Always separate. Done both. Yep. Steve, I've seen a lot of people win a lot of money winning whole, and it's just whatever you want to do. The main thing cooking whole is if you turn in bird ends, how are you gonna present them? And when you separate that, you can go right back to slicing the burn ends exactly how you want, and then getting the color on them exactly how you want. Jerry, I have noticed a lot more guys in IBCA separating, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's whatever you guys want to do. That's what gets me is I've been competing on the competition circuit for about 12 years now, and I always read in the comments and the guys that know everything, all your keyboard cooks, all your keyboard bandits, they just know everything. They probably never seen a competition, never been to a competition. Sup, Rich? But they know everything. Let me tell you one thing, and I'll shut everything off around you. I want you to focus on what I'm about to tell you. And if you believe this, I want you to smash that number 1 button. If you don't believe it, give me a number 3. Here it is. If you think you know everything about barbecue, grilling, you're an idiot. If you believe that, give me a 1. I continue to learn every single day. I was just at the Daytona 500, and I met a guy that probably hasn't been cooking barbecue 4 years. And I sat there and I listened. I shut my mouth. That's the reason why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Just shut up and listen. Because a lot of these guys know a lot of stuff. Yeah, you guys know it. You can tell. The guys that are on social media that always comment, their beliefs, nothing wrong with that. What you believe is what you believe, and gosh dang it, knock yourself out. If you think a steak is perfect with salt and pepper, that's awesome. Eat it how you like it. You paid for it. You worked all week for it. But don't go bashing people that, like to put a little rub on there. And the same goes the other direction. If you like to put a little rub on there, don't go bashing guys that like salt and pepper on there. Don't bash anybody. That's it for me. Although, I will call you out if you bash me. Yep, you're right, Adam. I don't know nothing. I try to learn every day. I try to get better. I always try to push that needle. So what do you, let me ask you this. Do you guys have any questions about your stuff that you'd like me to answer? Brisket, ribs, pork, chicken, whatever. Backyard. I noticed, Bill, thank you, Bill. I love tacos. And let me tell you what I do with that $200 brisket when I bring it home from a competition. And this is no joke. I chop that thing up into taco meat and I eat tacos on that. Yep. Texas, you right. Pick the one that works for you, man. Do you? Do you use a finishing rub on my brisket? Yes, I do. I use depending. So if you guys ever have the chance and see me at a competition, come up and just talk to me, because I'll show you inside and what I do. I have a bunch of finishing powders, ground up and ready to go. Dirty Bird Hot, Texas Beef, Killer Bee Chipotle, cow cover. I have them all ground up. And what I'll do is I'll taste, and depending on what I think it needs, More salt and pepper, I'll go with Texas beef. A little bit more, pop, a little bit of that back heat, I'll go with Dirty Bird Hot and now Cow Cover Hot. Walmart Smithfield extra tender ribs. I think them are injected, aren't they? I think they are. Adam, are them injected? I think they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Which I thought was illegal in KCBS, but I don't. I thought your meat couldn't be ejected, and they may have changed the rule. I don't know. Ribs ain't brisket. They are injected. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them. Once again, you put the human factor in it, and humans will screw them up. I've screwed them up. But I will say this on the ribs, make sure if they are injected, watch out because they will get done a little bit faster. Should I stay in the kitchen, Garrett? If you got a cast iron skillet big enough to work that thing, inject brisket or not, I always inject. Not at home, I don't, though. I don't always inject at home. That's just because I'm lazy. And it usually gets chopped up for tacos. Yep, Nathan, I'll be at the American Roll this year. I think it's spot 249. Shake and bake. I was with Tim this last weekend. Oh, you got some beef short ribs? Texas? Oh, man. Yes, I do. Nick, it's so funny, Nick. I was about to release a video today on my entire competition prep on ribs. No cooking, just the prep. Everything I do to prep for a competition as far as the recipe-wise. But I didn't because I didn't figure anybody would want to see me sitting at the kitchen table showing my Word document with my rib recipe on there. Kyle, there's a bunch of places, brother. But Kyle, are you a competition cook or a backyard cook? Brian, I look for one with the biggest lip. The biggest lip with the most fat in it. Backyard, Kyle. I tell you what, Kyle, you can go on my website, and up in the top right corner, it's kosmosq.com. You can look for places close to you. There's a store locator up there, and it'll show you a map, and it'll show you the ones closest to you. I'm not saying you have to buy all Kosmos. You buy whatever you like, man. Yes, it is cheaper to order online. I mean, these guys got to make their money. I totally get it. But not always, though. Not always. I guess it depends. Competitor series. Favorite seasoning for rubbing shoulders? My shoulders or your shoulders? No, I'm kidding. Sorry, Dave. Couldn't resist. I like to lay down a coat of Dirty Bird Hot and then Killer Bee. I love the Killer Bee. That's sweet. The color that it throws. The color that both of them throw. See that shameless plug? Jeez. I don't scrape chicken skin. Ever. I'll knock off, there's a little piece of fat on the one side. I'll knock it off. Nope. Everything of mine is 100% American made. You guys are typing so fast. Do I use kale in my boxes? No. I use parsley. Yes, always on the back side of the slices. I don't want you to see it on the front side. Steve, my au jus is a little salty. That's the way I like it. So let me ask you guys this. Oh, this is for my backyard guys. Backyard guys, how do you guys like your brisket? Do you wrap it? Fat side up, fat side down. What do you guys do? I will tell you this, on my brisket, we have a brisket mop that is insane. Fat side up, wrapping butcher paper. Yep, there you go. There's nothing wrong with that. I love brisket, tough and dry. Fat down, injected in foil. Fat down, fat down, fat up. So here's what a lot of people don't know, and they get into this piss and match about fat side up, fat side down. It all depends on your cooker, in my opinion. Where's your heat coming from? If your heat's coming from the top, I go fat side up. If it's coming from the bottom, I go fat side down. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, they just have one cooker and they just assume that, that's how everybody should be doing it, and that's not correct. You trim all the fat off hanging in the barrel. Yeah, I like to trim that fat to right about a 1/4 inch. I don't like fat. Fat down, yeah. Heat's coming from the bottom. Yes, I do separate, Rich. I do separate. And what Rich is talking about was what we talked about a little while ago, is the separating the point from the flat. If you want perfect burn ends, that's how you get that. The separation is more, well, no, that's not true. The separation is two things. So when I trim my flat, I have that thing perfect. And so when I cook it, and a lot of people don't know this. So you ever see somebody's brisket box and that brisket has just got a perfect arch to it? Then you see some guys and it's doing this. The second I see that, I can tell you how you cooked your brisket. Exactly how. How you get that perfect arch. So on my stick burner, on my microwave, which I call my top shelf, I'm running about 300 on the bottom shelf. So it's probably about 380, 400 on that top shelf. And what I'll do is I'll stick that thing up there and I'll get it exactly the width I want. And then within 20 minutes, that sucker just pops up just like a balloon. So what I'll do is I'll set the shape get that hot. Just get that brisket. I mean, it ramps it quick. You can wrap a brisket in 45 minutes, just because off of the color. So you pop that brisket up, and then I'll pull it down to the bottom shelf. I separate before I cook. I separate actually at home. Yes, it does. Yeah, no, separating will change your cook times. It will be quicker. I try not to start my point until an hour after the flat has gone on. Zach, the reason for that is it's just a little charcoal flavor. I mean, I always remember, back when I was a kid, just a good old charcoal hamburger, and it kind of imparts that flavor into your can a little bit. Brown or white pepper? Steve, that's a great question. And a lot of people don't know this. White pepper is going to get you back here. So when you say I want that heat on the backside, that's going to be white pepper. Black pepper's more the front. Hit you when you eat it. Yes, I do, Nick. I separate them, but here's the deal. I put them back together and vacuum seal them back together. Matt, that torch is awesome. Billy, do you wrap with foil or butcher paper? I wrap with foil for competition. For backyard, I've been testing with the butcher paper. I don't know. Usually it's a time thing for me. If it's not, I would say this: if you're time sensitive, like you got shit to do, then wrap in foil. If not, then wrap in butcher paper. Yeah, water pan. Water pan actually, it water pan actually adds a moist environment to the cooker, and it also acts as a shield secondary. It doesn't impart any moisture into your meat, and a lot of people don't know this. Depending on the cooker, like the backwoods, it's tough to get a bark just because there's so much moisture in there. Some cookers you don't need them. FEC 100, you don't need a water pan. That thing's moist enough. What's up, new BBQ? I love that name. No, it doesn't add moisture. Anytime you add fire to a piece of meat, you're taking moisture out of it. I don't care how you look at it. It's just you're trying to catch it at the right time. My boy John is an ill-rated best offset for competitions. John in the house. My man John. You guys got some tougher questions? What's your opinion on the backwood smokers? I like them. Back in the day, they used to not be, you couldn't fit a big pan in there, a large full pan, but I know they fixed that problem, and I actually seen them this last weekend. They're good looking cookers, man. And the thing I love about them is they're lightweight. You could throw that sucker in the back of the truck. Dave, man, I hope so. I just got a new motorhome. Well, not new. It's used. In Oklahoma, that's when we say something's new, that 99.9% chance of time is used that we just got it new. I hope to be up there. Luis, it's coming. It's coming. As a matter of fact, I didn't know, Luis, the rib glazes were going to be that popular, and the one I was fixing to do the video on was the cherry habanero, and then I thought I better not, because right now you can't even buy it. You can't buy it from me. If you guys are looking for the cherry habanero, there's a couple retailers. I think Everything Barbecue in Oklahoma City has it. The Kansas City Barbecue Store. One or two of the guys in Texas has it, but they're the only ones that do. What's your comp week trim schedule? Nick asked. Man, that's the part of barbecue that I probably dislike the most. On Wednesday, so everything starts for me the week before. So when I get home from a competition, I go out to the freezer and I pull all the meat out of the freezer and I put it in the refrigerator. On Wednesday of that next week, I'll trim all the meat, vacuum seal it, and I'll make all the injections, rubs, and marinades. Kosmo restaurant in Oklahoma. No. Hell no. If you run it, we'll do it. Hey, Dave. Man, I'd love to meet you too, brother. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with shigging. It's getting harder, though. A lot of these teams are shig-proof now. What I call shig-proof. They got everybody's just learned. So where's my comp guys? Let's talk some backyard guy. Or I'm sorry, let's talk some backyard barbecue. That's the stuff I love. What are you guys cooking on? Give me a one if you got a drum of some sort. Give me a one. Type that one. If you got a drum, type one. I don't care what kind of drum it is. Drum, barrel, whatever you call it, UDS. Smash that one if you got a drum, barrel, UDS. Alright. Give me a two if you got a stick burner. Smash that two. You got a stick burner. I don't care what kind it is. R&O, Jambo, Oklahoma Joe. Yeah. I always get that question, which do you like best, the pit barrel or the gateway? And I love both of them. And I'll tell you why. They both have strengths, that I like. And a lot of people don't know this. I'm actually good friends with both of them. I just spent the weekend with Noah and his family. They're great people. Seen Timmy too. Boy, he was there. Good people. And that's what barbecue's a family. We all may be in our little own line or our own industry, but hating people in this industry won't get you far. I think pit barrel is. Yeah. Hate will get you nowhere, man. So the next question that I had was what I think the difference is between competition barbecue versus backyard barbecue. And I would love for you guys to jump in on this. I'm dead serious. And this goes back to what we were saying earlier. And if you guys are just now joining us, we were talking about earlier that you should always be a student of this art. Always. If you think you know everything, if you're that guy on social media just blasting people because you're a know-it-all, you're an idiot. Comp barbecue versus backyard barbecue. I think competition barbecue tastes better for one bite. I don't think you can sit down and eat a plate full of it. It's just too much. And the difference is you pack so much. You only get one bite at a competition, and it's probably not a big bite at that. So in that bite, you need to pack everything that you want to say in the one bite. You should go to Japan. The hell would I do? What the heck would I do in Japan? Yeah, I like good eating barbecue. I just recently started going to a barbecue place in my hometown. They need to fix their ribs. Their ribs are bad. They can't cook ribs. Brisket's not bad, but it's hard to screw up a brisket. Yep, you're right, Ryan. You're absolutely right. I love competition barbecue, don't get me wrong. I love the family, I love going and seeing everybody every weekend. I love, what you feel as a man when you get a trophy. Well, trophy in everywhere but Oklahoma. Oklahoma, we only hand out them cheap-ass ribbons. But, nevertheless, I love, hearing your name called, kind of getting walk up in front of your boys. I will say that. If you're from Oklahoma and you're an organizer and you happen to be on this channel, Jesus, Lord, please get some trophies. They're not that much. Midwest Trophy in Oklahoma City, largest trophy maker in the world, lives here. Buy some cheap ones. Hell, I'll pitch in if you need me to. That's the same thing for the American Royal. I got third place brisket in the American Royal one year, and in the Invitational. And I walk up on stage and they turn around and hand me a 30-cent ribbon. And I know they said, well, this is for charity. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. When I spend $2,000 to come up there and get third place brisket, hand a brother a cutting board or something, A 30-cent ribbon, come on, class it up. Grill stock. What is grill stock? Alexis, what is grill stock? What's your go-to non-competition on my smoker? No, two things. I don't think I've ever cooked chicken at home unless it was a practice or chicken breast, whatever. But I always do ribs and brisket. Sometimes pork butt. Sometimes I will. But that's when I'm feeding a bunch of people. We're doing our first competition this year. Any advice for a newbie? Bad Beast Barbecue. Yeah, man. Well, first of all, congratulations. Welcome to the family. Ask. I guarantee you. Bad Beast, where are you guys cooking at? Where are you guys from, Bad Beast? I'll tell you this. Illinois, yeah, there's a Steve Hayden, bunch of great dudes up there. Iowa Smokey D. If you're near St. Louis, my boy Keith Boatwright, Outlaw Barbecue. Go ask them guys. Just be completely honest with them. Just say, hey, I'm new. Is there anything that, could you spend 5 minutes? I guarantee you they're going to say yes. Because the guys that want to learn, these guys will take time, And honestly, if you're having, if you just want to know some stuff, shoot me an email. I'll help you out. I'm not going to, type out of, 5-page notes, Have you ever been disqualified from a competition? Yes, I have. One time. One time. It was Winter Q, probably 5 years ago, and it was solid ice. And Dr. Allen was running my box, and he slipped and fell. He was running my brisket box, and he slipped and fell, and he was 3 seconds late, and I got disqualified. And the funny thing is that that competition, I got a first, a third, and a seventh. And at that point, I just had to turn in brisket, not a G seed. But I didn't. We ate it. Oh. Is anybody cooking anything today? You guys cooking anything today? I got a brisket out there. I'm thinking about doing a brisket video. Another one. A different one on my stick burner. Sliced burn ends, never. Don't ever, and I want everybody, don't ever turn in sliced burn ends ever in your life. Ever. What you guys cooking today? I got a brisket out there. I'm thinking of doing a brisket on my El-Ray. Oxtails. Never had them. Whole prime beef tenderloin. That's what I'm talking about. Ribs. 221. Pulled pork. ABTs. Man, I haven't cooked any ABTs in a minute. Man, that would be good. Chicken thighs. Pork butt. Candied bacon. Oxtails are awesome. I've never had them. Yeah, I think we are doing Memphis in May. I want to go up there and cook with my buddy Joey. They have a huge, I think they got the largest team up there. Hell, I don't know. Smoked bologna. Oklahoma, we call that Oklahoma tenderloin. What my backyard guys? What my backyard guys cooking this today? Anybody doing anything crazy? Virtual cook today. Corned beef, cured myself. Man, that sounds good. Do I like pork belly burn ends? No, I don't. I'll tell you how I do like them though. If you take that pork belly and smoke it, and then chill it, and then slice it up thick bacon, like 3/8 of an inch, and then fry that bacon off, and then take that bacon. I know it's a lot of steps. Then take that bacon and sauce it and set that sauce. Boom. Which rub, Edwin? That's a great question. And let me tell you something. If you guys want to jazz up your pulled pork, instantly hit it with some Dirty Bird Hot after you pulled it. Instantly. It will send it through the roof. Yeah, Adam, they do. They do. Get you a drum. Over to Pit Barrel, $2.99, delivered to your door. Hey, Gareth, you better hit me up on social media with that tomahawk with you out in the cold. I want to see it. That's what real men do. Don't cook that crap inside. Yes, I do, Steve. Yes, I do. Funny thing is that mop sauce also doubles as a steak sauce. But I wouldn't thin it just by itself. What do I put on my SCA steaks, Dayton? I have a video. So for you guys that aren't subscribed already, I mean, geez, what are you waiting for, man? Come on, man. We're going to do this. So hit the subscribe button, man. Yeah, there is a steak video down there below, but I'll tell you exactly how I do it. So if you guys are listening, take notes right now. I will salt brine my steak for 20 minutes, pull it off, rinse it, cow cover, Dirty Bird Hot, Texas beef. Cow cover, Dirty Bird Hot, then Texas beef. That's exactly how I do it. Rugby is on. Thanks, Guy. Man, I appreciate that. Steve, crack me up. Well, you guys got anything for me? You guys got any more for me? How do I get my daughter more? And good luck. I don't know. I got two 16-year-old daughters, and I don't know. Tell them if they want to eat, they got to grill their own. Adam, honestly, I think it's something, they just love it or hate it. One of my daughters, she loves cooking. She loves indoor cooking, like Italian. Well, actually, they both like that. But my other one, she's big into horticulture, and she just now cleaned out our flower garden and all that. And man, I say let them do them. Whatever they want to do, is legal and safe and all that stuff. Knock yourself out. Competition barbecue is getting expensive. And that's where you should team up though. If you got a couple buddies, get 3 or 4 of you to team up. One guy's in charge. He makes the final call. Period. End of story. Need a margarita recipe for SCA comp. No, I have never done a London broil. I was thinking about doing a video for my YouTube channel. A London broil. I use Snake River Farms, Rich. Oh my gosh, Steve. I got a buddy. I got a buddy of mine that snores. I get you, man. You go get a hotel room. Hey, Connor. What's up, man? From Ireland. Dublin. Hey, Connor, what are you cooking? You cooking anything today, brother? What I use in the full for competition brisket, I use my brisket mop, and I'll take one bottle and mix it with 2 cans of beef consomme and 1 oatmeal stout beer. And that'll usually do 2 briskets. I think smoked turkey should be barbecue. See you, Ryan. Have a good one, buddy. What brand of meat do I use at home? I still use Compart Duroc, or Tyson, or whatever. Seaboard. I use a lot of Seaboard for my pork. Yeah, it is an expensive hobby. Luis, I like stick burners better. I've cooked on both and won on both. Not on the Lone Star, but they're all the same. And you guys get used to it. Once you get to cooking on something, you just get used to it, and it's all the same. Jonathan, that's the secret. How do you do that? I do it a couple different ways. I'll cook it in a covered pan, steam it out, but I also use a jacquard on the skin. Yeah, I love my stick burners. I don't use them near enough, but really I don't. Usually I'm pressed for time, so that's when I'll pull in something else that I can, get it done faster. Yep, I like that rounded jacquard too. Sometimes the teeth will bend on them though. When the teeth bend on them, you got to be careful, because sometimes I've seen one actually stick in the meat and the tooth broke off in the meat. So I quit using them for that, but that's just me. Hey, anytime, Jonathan. Anytime, man. Hey, let me ask you this. Give me a 3 if you think I should start doing more of these lives for you guys and answering your questions rather than just, doing shit that I think's cool. Give me a 1 if you think I should do more of this with recipes. Or 3. Hell, 1 or 3. It doesn't matter. All right. One, 3, 3. Get both. I will say it's tough to do these videos in Oklahoma because of the wind. The wind blows. Yesterday we had gusts up to 40 mile an hour, and when I take the camera outside, all you can hear that. It's just crazy. Thanks, Nick. Hey, editing is not easy. That's hard to do. I tell you the videos. My buddy Greg from Ballistic Barbecue. I started watching his. If you guys don't know Greg at Ballistic Barbecue, go follow him, man. He's got some burger recipes that I just can't get out of my head, and I just want to do more burger recipes because, for one, where my Weber is, I can cut the wind out of it. For 2, I absolutely love burgers. Hey, Tom from Edmond, Oklahoma. Yeah, and they're quick. They're quick and easy, and I can video them by myself. There's your excuse for a new barbecue patio. Yep, I've thought about getting one. Where would I put it though? I tell you whose barbecue patio I like. My buddy Matt. My buddy Matt's got a nice one. Although he never invites me down. I don't know. I love burgers too. Did you guys see that onion burger one? That was a great burger too. Best ingredients for a great burger is grill grates. Yep. Hey, Bad Beast. You have a good one, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, I really would like to do a competition series. You know, the entire ribs, chicken, brisket, pork, everything. Start to finish, everything. 100% of the recipes for you guys. But honestly, it's hard to find the time. The last time I shot stuff like that, it took the entire week. So, like, I have to clear everything for a week. Sides. Yeah. I've done some sides in there, 10. IBCA. Hey, Nick, have you seen any of the IBCAs we've done down there? I did a couple in there. And anybody that's ever competition cooked knows, you know, things change. Yeah, Steve, it would be different from the hot and fast. The hot and anytime anybody buys a DVD, you get everything. Everything. All the tips, all the tricks, 100%, everything. And the other great thing about it is if you buy a DVD from Kosmos website and you have questions, I'll answer them about your cook. So it's just like coming to a class. Yep. Learn something new every time, man. That's what I try to do. DVD giveaway. Not if you bought it secondhand, Steve. That ain't how it works, bro. That's funny, though. When people, because you're not the first person to ask that question. When people ask that, I'll ask them what's their order number. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it, man. There you go. There you go. Well, hey, guys, man, I hope you liked it. I'm going to get out of here. I got some shit I got to go do. So if you can you smash that thumbs up button for me? Hit that like and make sure to subscribe. Click that bell so you guys don't miss a thing. And let's do this again. You guys hit me up on social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, here. Leave me a comment. If you guys want me to do more like this, I gotta know. I gotta hear you. Show me some love. Show me some love if this is what you want. And then maybe next time we'll go over one of my recipes, start to finish. The whole thing. Exactly how I make the injections, how I make the sauces. Thank you, guys. Hey, I love you guys. Peace.